So you're going. You're going. I'm staying here. I have to record a video. Should be fine. Hi. Welcome back. To what did I call this series? One moment. The Breakdown, episode 2. Today we're breaking down Firearm by Lizzy McAlpine. So way back when I first started learning how to produce music, and I figured out that you could reproduce songs that are already made for production practice, this has been at like the top of my list of songs I want to remake, especially that little rock section. Yeah, I finally got around to doing it last month, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It definitely was not easy. I struggled a lot with the aforementioned rock section, specifically when it came to the vocal, because I tried to just sing it how I normally sing, and it did not sound like at all close to the vibe of the original. And so I was like, okay, well, I had to enunciate more and really get into it and do a lot. And I was so loud, and I felt so bad for the other people that live with me, but I got it done. It was also I couldn't, some covers and stuff I can do here just at my desk, but my room isn't treated at all acoustically, and it's bad. The frequencies are bad. There's a window in front of me right now, and any woo something around there, you can hear it resonate, and it's so bad. So when it came to recording this, I had to kind of deaden my environment, especially since her vocals are usually pretty, there's not a whole lot of room around them, or at least 5 seconds flat, I think, in her most recent album, which is bonkers, crazy good. I think there's a bit more of a roomy tone, but I can't remember. Anyways, I'll put a picture up now. I was about to just pull it up on my phone and show the camera. I can just do this. Boom, it's right there. I made a makeshift vocal booth out of a clothing rack I have, and I originally tried to have a little vocal booth in my closet. That didn't work. My closet is very interestingly shaped. It's a normal closet, but being in the corner of a rectangular room, a very slim rectangular room at that, just isn't very good. And the low mid frequency buildup was not fun to deal with, and I was like, this is not working at all. And I was kind of blinded by the fact that it looked really cool, because I put my other monitor in my closet, so I had a little producer desk thing in there. It was so stupid, but it looked cool. But yeah, I scrapped that. But what I did was I just took my clothing rack, and I took one of the shirts and I tied it to one pole using a sleeve, and I took another shirt. Well, first I split it down the middle, and then I took the other shirt, tied it around that pole, so now they're like this. Well, for you, like this. And I put the mic in between, and then I put a blanket around and a blanket over, and it goes behind me, and I put the mic in between. I already said that, but it worked pretty well. It still had a weird build-up, but EQing it was way easier than trying to deal with the freaking closet. Another thing that was kind of hard to get was the electric guitar tone, and then there's the toms that come in. What? Let's stop talking. Let's show. Why don't I... Hold on. How do I do this again? There we go. Why are you like this? Why do you have to pop up? Anyways, here it is. This session is large. It's large. Why do I have all the automation showing? Hold on. Alrighty. Where to start? So, let's just start where I started and do the guitar, which I believe I started the last one with the guitar as well. I don't know what the frick that is, but alright, yeah, so the guitar. So in the intro, there's this, chorus guitar, which upon a little bit of investigation with my ears, I deduced that it was most likely an acoustic guitar with a pickup in it, just plugged in, and then with a chorus effect. So yeah, I started with that. I just did, let's see. Wow. What does it sound like without this? Hold on, there's 2 different EQs. Okay, I'm gonna try this without these EQs real quick. Doesn't sound terrible, but a lot of mid-range. Wow, okay. So without the chorus effect, which I can't do, never mind, it was a pedal. So on this, we have an EQ, a 3A for compression, another EQ. Wow, there's a lot going on between these two. Sketch cassette, another sketch cassette, and little plate. What does this sound like without... I was about to say, what does it sound like without chorus? It was a guitar pedal. There's no chorus plugin on this. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. Okay. So, what does it sound like with nothing on it? Just sounds like DI chorus acoustic guitar. So we throw on this first EQ and we get a little bit of mid-range control mainly, some high end. Throw on this compressor, get some more volume out of it. Another EQ, cleans it up a little bit. Sketch cassette for some tape warmth and frequency roll off and stuff. Another one just to really double down on that, and then reverb. Yeah, so that's that. So then that's paired with acoustic. And I originally thought the acoustic was recorded simultaneously with like the guitar plugged in and then it mic'd at the same time, and then they just took both the DI and the like mics and blended it. But it sounds way too separated for it to be that. It could have been that. I don't know. Maybe you can do that and still make it sound like that, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just doubled it. So we have the same guitar, I believe, which was this one. I also use this for I Love You, I think. It's a 1977 Takamine F385 12 string, but I broke one of the strings, so it was an 11 string, and now it's a 6 string because it sounded funny, but it sounds good and I like it. And it also has a pickup in it, and it's the only guitar I have that has a pickup in it that's acoustic that works. So that on its own just sounds like this. I forgot it fades in. So that on its own just sounds like this. Then you throw in the chorus. So standard miking on that, I think it was just like 12th fret, like something. I messed around a fair bit to try to get a decent sound because I did want this to sound good, and acoustic guitar is notoriously difficult for me to get a good tone on, and I'm very picky about the tone. So I liked this enough to keep it, so whatever I did, it was good, and I can't fully remember, and I'm sorry. On this we have a 3A with not much compression, mostly a volume boost, I guess. We have this Lexicon digital reverb, which isn't doing a whole lot, but it's doing something. And then EQ wise, way less going on here. Apparently one of these has a high boost and one doesn't. I probably just forgot to drag this onto the right one. So yeah, so just dipping this low mid, what is this? 180, and then this is boosting 12K over here. So nothing too crazy. Panned 50-50, not fully, because it doesn't sound like it's over here and then the chorus is down the middle. It sounds like it's kind of like here and here. So I did that, and yeah, so those again together sound pretty tight. I guess I'll just sort of like build out the verse. I keep hitting save and it lags everything because this is such a massive session for me at least. Okay, so then we have the bass. That was another thing that was kind of hard for me to nail, because I love the bass in the song, and I was trying to figure out how to do it, and I am not very good with bass, but I've made it work. So I don't have a bass amp. The only amp I have is a very small little Fender, it's like, yeah. So I used Amplitude 5, which was one of the many things I got with Pro Tools, I believe. And I used what did I use? I used the 360 bass preamp. These are the settings if you have this. A little bit of EQ, little bit EQ, and then a stereo widener because it sounded wider in stereo. So with nothing but the bass amp, we get this. Okay, hold on. I forgot I did some manual sidechaining because I I couldn't figure out, like, for some reason sidechaining just wasn't working and it was a huge pain in the tuchus. So let me just do this for a second. I played with my fingers. And then with the EQ, barely audible, I'll really have to boost that. And then with the compressor, and then with the stereo width, it's really not doing a lot. Yeah, it's super subtle, but it's, you know, it helped enough. So that with these, sounds really funny with the automation, but yeah. So then we have, let's see, what is this? AG strum. Oh, okay, that's that. So then we have, I guess let's just start with the drums. So we have the kick and the snare. So these have a very specific tone to them in this song, especially the snare. And I wanted to try to get as close to it as I could using what I have. Because I can't use what I don't have. And so for the kick, I used... That's right. I had to... Okay. I ran out of tracks, audio tracks, with this session on more than one occasion, so I really had to condense a lot of stuff. So, like, the toms, there's, like, 3 different toms, and then the kick and the snare. I think I used, like, 3 different kicks combined and 3 different snares. I can't remember fully what I used for the kick. I know I used... Let me listen to it. Maybe I'll remember. Hold on, let me mute the other stuff. I know at the very least I used the Jake Reed Dead Drums Volume 1 kick. Sounds like 3 kicks that I can't remember the other 2. Yeah, I know, I think one was a drum machine sample I have from the DR84 plugin. And then the third might have been, I bought is a company, Cult Drum Sounds. I think that's the company. But the Cult Drum Sounds, what is it? It's like a vintage drum sounds pack I bought, and I think I might have used one of the room tone kicks from one of those. But yeah, that's what this sounds like, with just a little compression on it. And there's, as you can hear, it's like low pass, but all of the processing on that was done before I grouped the track, so I can't really remember everything I did on that. Same with the snare. It's not just this, but that sounds like this. So as you can hear, there's like reverb on that and stuff. I know that one was another few sounds combined. I wish I could remember. I know, again, though, pretty much like drum. There was like a drum machine, maybe another Jake Reed snare. I think there was for sure a Cult Drum Sounds vintage snare in there. It might have even been like another drum machine snare or something, and then I probably used like Sketch Cassette or something for like a tapey sound. Did a lot of low passing with specifically kind of boosting around here because it sounded like it was boosted, or that frequency range was pretty prevalent in the snare in the song to me. And then like compression on that as well. Nothing too crazy, but those together I think the reverb was the Lexicon digital verb. So those, especially with the bass, really build out this intro. And the second I got those things down, I was like, ooh, this is really coming together. So from there, let's see. So what else is going on in this intro section? I mean, the vocal comes in, but I don't want to get to that yet, I guess. Let's see. So, with the piano. Ooh, yeah, so this little thing right here. Actually, kind of sounds pretty similar, at least out of the options I have for piano. Sounded the closest to the original, which kind of surprised me. Oh wait, let me get rid of the drums real quick. So that's just Labs, the glass piano, glass grand soft. I think these are default settings, I'm not sure, but yeah, there's that. Little bit of basic EQ and then little plate. And yeah, that sounds nice. Nice little piano line there. And then there's some acoustic. I really gotta stop randomly saving this session because this is gonna take a lot longer. So then we have this strum, which is underneath. I think it's at like the first hole in my heart section. So let's get all the goodies in here real quick. It's super quiet though, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll play that with just the. Actually, I can just turn up the volume. What am I doing? Okay, so it's not this loud in the song, obviously, but I'm gonna boost it so you can hear it. Just some nice strums. That, if I remember, I hit save again. That I think that it sounded like 12 string. And if you'll remember from earlier, I do have a 12 string, just without the other 6 strings. I just used mine and I did some panning automation on it because it kind of sounded like it went around a little bit. But I just strummed the chords. Very interesting EQ on here. A lot of boosting, and then cutting out just mainly whatever was ringing right here. Little plate. And then the Studio D chorus. Interesting move that I put the chorus after the reverb. I don't know if that was intentional, if I tried the other way around, or if I just wasn't thinking about it. I got a ton of Universal Audio like guitar based plugins around Christmas time. They had this bundle for like, how much was it? Hold on. Scrolling back in my photos. I took a screenshot because it was a really good deal. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Yeah. So it was a bundle that was like $1,244, and I paid full price. No, I paid $50 because it was on sale for like Christmas, and I was like, that's a steal. I don't know how often I'm going to use any of these plugins, but I actually use them a fair bit. It was a Studio D chorus, Brigade chorus, like a Roto speaker, tape echo, or space echo, like the Galaxy space echo, the green one, the LA3A, and I think that's it. Oh, and the digital reverb that I used throughout this. So there's that, and then the piano I played. So I mean mainly let's before I get into the vocal, let's just build this out a little bit more. So then we got the toms. The toms were a pain because there was a specific tone on that I wanted. If I can't recreate the sound one for one in a remake, I'm speaking like I've done multiple of these and not just 2. But typically I try to at the very least get like the tone correct. And so what I did for this was, is this a bus? That is a bus, okay. What I did for this was and I did something, and it's as follows. So I stacked a ton of samples. I say a ton, it was 3. It was the Jake Reed tom, I think there was there was a Cult Drum Sounds tom in there as well from that same vintage pack. I stumbled upon one of the many plugins that I have yet to claim, apparently, from buying Pro Tools, because you get so many that I'm still, a year after having it, finding new ones. I think I've gotten most of them, if not all of them. But specifically this one was called Sample Tank 4. Is it 4 or is it 5? It's 4. And there is a drum kit in it just called Studio Kit or Stage Kit or something. And I used the toms from that because they sounded pretty good. And so those on their own. So I'll just do the high toms. I'll just do all the toms actually. So hold on, each of these. So the highs only have a very little EQ and compression here because most of it was probably done before I condensed them down. Yeah, same there. And then there's literally nothing on the low toms, so I know that it was all before. But those sound like this. Not a reverb. I probably shouldn't pick the section with the most space in between them. Hold on, I broke it. I was trying to open what I used for the reverb, and it broke. So I kind of just clicked through as that was playing to show it, but very little EQ, very little bit of compression. Actually, it might have been a decent amount. Okay, yeah, like between 3 and 5. Nothing like, it's not getting smashed, Yet another, I feel like I'm just advertising for Pro Tools now. Like, look at how many plugins you get with Artist. But you do get a ton. This is like a impulse response sort of thing for reverbs, and so what I used, because it sounded like I'm so good at talking today. It's actually amazing. It sounded like just like studio drums. So I used this basement rehearsal, which without the little plate, which gives it that big swell as the sound's like coming to an end. It sounds like this. So just like a room tone, and then without that, still kind of has a little something to it, but nowhere near as much. And then a technique that I used that I like to do is, so because I don't have an acoustic kit and I couldn't play this, and I'm working with samples, and I wanted a room tone, but I didn't necessarily want only, I wanted a room tone, but I didn't, I wanted my room tone. I don't know why, but I've done this with a couple things because it's just kind of fun to do. Basically what I do is I play the drum sounds through my studio monitors. I have the Yamaha HS5s, and I just turn them up to where it sounds like about how loud I imagine an acoustic kit in a room is, like with like some sort of deadened tom sound. And then I just stand in front of my desk and I just hold as high as I can my SM57, and I just point it down as if it's like a room mic and I'm the mic arm. And then I do that for the left and then for the right. And then I think I like put the mic back there and then I put it back there, just pointing, and then I did left and right to really try to get like a room tone. And that sounds like this. Well, I'm gonna turn off the reverb and the room response thing. So that sounds like this. I'm making so many, dude. This sounds like this. It sounds like there might be a little plate on that, but it's not on here. I'm sorry, I said it sounds like there might be little plate. There we go. But for the most part, that's just the room tone. And then I went a step further, and for the entirety of the song, I just recorded the sound of my room, which you cannot even hear because it's basically just really, really quiet white noise. I did have kind of a valid reason for this. I was noticing that when the samples would come in, it would, I think this is before I did the room tone. I don't know. For basically, like, you know how like when people have like a SM7B and they have a noise gate on it, and when they talk, it kind of does like and you can like hear the room tone like peeking through. A similar thing was happening with this. So my thought process was, well, what if I just record the tone of my room, so that way, rather than it being a little bit of fuzzy noise that comes in and goes out, it's just a constant stream of fuzzy noise, so you never notice. You know, there was a method to the madness. Right now it just kind of looks like madness though. But yeah, so all of that together, all of the toms, all of the things, all of the this and the that, it sounds like, oh, there is a little plate on it. It's right here though. Little plate. Why does it keep not doing it? So all of that together, I almost played the most barren section again. All of that on the toms sounds like this. That was without the kick and the snare, I guess, but sounds good. I'm happy with it. I think I could have maybe spent a little more time getting a closer tone, but I'm happy with where I ended. So then another thing that comes in is this little nylon string line. I'm gonna play without the vocals. We'll just play this bit. So there's a nylon string line, and then I'll just break down these things real quick. So there's a nylon string, and then there's another piano that comes in. So I'll just go from here. I hit my knee on my desk in the middle of that. Ooh, that didn't feel good. Anyways, yeah, so the nylon string really made it come together. Once I got this down, or like in here, it sounded so good. So that's just, I can't reach that, hold on. That's just this nylon string I have. My uncle got it from me at like a thrift store. The action on it is so high, but yeah, it's old. It's a nylon string, and it sounds like a nylon string, and it's old. I'm not gonna try to get up, so you're just gonna stay there. That's gonna be there for the rest of the video. So yeah, so on that, I just standard miking. I was a little more up the neck, just because that one has so much like low mids that come through. Just high pass, this here, this there, that there. So in depth. I just a little bit of boosting mainly. A little bit of compression. The brigade chorus, and then little plate. There we go. It's fixed. It's doing it again. Yeah, and then so like without this, it just sounds like an nylon string. You can hear the metronome bleed. Yeah, I was trying to figure this out for the main chorus acoustic guitar. Hold on, I just noticed I have a random notification in my Streamlabs that just says an hour and it's blank. Let me make sure I'm not accidentally streaming or something. Okay, no, we're good. I don't know what that's for. Anyways. I was watching a video on how to get... Look, I had a lot of technical difficulties setting up this recording, and I couldn't remember how I got the Pro Tools audio to come through in OBS, and that was the video I was watching to do it. So that's what that little thing was. What I was gonna say was, for the chorus guitar, originally I was trying to see if I could spot, because there's a video on Lizzy's channel, which is really cool. It's the making of 5 Seconds Flat. And I was trying to see wherever I could if I could see like a chorus, like rack mounted unit or a chorus pedal or something that Philip had. And I thought I found it. Turns out it was a Ibanez Turbo Scream that was under his desk. I think that's what I've deduced from like trying to figure out what it was. It wasn't a chorus pedal, and if there was one, I couldn't figure out what it was. So I just ended up using mine, and then that's I'm saying that because that's why I used a chorus pedal for the original and then just a chorus effect on here. Also, that guitar doesn't plug in. I could have just said that and saved myself this entire explanation. Why am I still going? And then so there's the piano, which is called Hole in My Piano because it's the hole in my heart section and it's a piano. So it's a hole in my piano. I used a different one. So this Labs one that I used for this little lick right here, that sounded so good, just was not working with me when it came to this hole in my heart section. So I used Sample Tank 4's Berlin Grand Piano Natural. This is a sick plugin. I've been using this a lot lately with some EQ. It might even be the same exact EQ. It is the same exact EQ and then some little plate. And it is in fact the same exact one. So that sounds like this. So that has some reverb in here. I don't know what this does. I don't know what this does. I think it's like an acoustic thing, hence the word acoustic at the top. Some EQ. This is all default except for this. I switched out, I think it was in 1176. I switched it out for the Fairchild 670 because I've been really liking the 660 on a lot of stuff lately. It's probably somewhere in this session. And I liked the sound of the compression on that. There's this thing at the very end. I think this plays it. Hold on. That little 2-note thing right there. There's this synth. It's like, and I could not figure out how to, like, I went through every synth sound I have, like presets for plugins, and I couldn't find anything that even sounded like close to it. And so as badly as I wanted to have that in there, I couldn't figure it out. So I just played the notes it plays. I think that's the notes it plays. But yeah, I don't think there's anything left. There's a shaker in here that's so quiet you can't even hear it. And that's mostly because there's some parts of the acoustic recording that it sounds out of time because it is out of time, and it sounded funny, so I just have it on really low volume. I guess we've arrived at the vocal. So but before we do that, a word from our sponsor. For me, at this point, freaking Universal Audio or Pro Tools, with how much I'm just praising them in this video. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-dang, ba-da-ba-dow. Alright, so I'll just play like this last little section with everything in, except for these, because these don't need to be in here, because those are at the end. But yeah, here we go. Hold on, something's missing. It's the kick and the snare. There's actually still something missing, but it's a part of the vocals, I guess. So, there's also some harmonies that come in this section. And so what I originally was gonna do, and what I tried to do, is I listened to the song, and then I tried to remake it, and that's what this is. No, there's like harmonies, and I tried to listen and like decipher what, like, notes. Something felt like it just flew out of my... What is that? What the frick? What is that? There's like a weird... It looks like a cut on my hand, but it's not a cut. It's like under the skin. Anyways, I was trying to like decipher what notes were being sung. I don't know what notes are being sung, so I was just listening to it, and then on my piano, I was like, is it this one? No, there it is, sort of thing. I'm doing a lot of stuff with my hand down here that you can't really see because it's a different angle from last time, because I rearranged my room. Can you tell? And I had a thing, I sang it, and it sounded so bad because it was me singing it and not the angel that did. So what I did was I kept a few things of mine that sounded normal, and then I used the Sample Tank 4 again because it's such a guten Plugin, as they say in that place. It's like a choir, and so it sounds like this. It's a little more extra than like the original, but I like the sound of it. So there's like a part. And then it fades a little bit. And then it goes into this. It's cool. That just reminded me of the plugin, the Jacob Collier Choir. Is that thing free? I haven't looked into that, but that thing, it sounds sick. That's not what I used for this, but that just reminded me of that because it's a choir. So that now in context, now this is everything. This is taking so long, and I'm sorry, but like, there's chapters you can skip around. I don't have to be efficient. You have to be efficient. All right, this is the whole thing. Right? Okay. Sounds good. All that's on the is some EQ, very little EQ, and all that's on here is some EQ and then some stereo width. Now you might be thinking, you said that you used your voice and then mixed a choir plugin on top of that. I've only seen one audio track here, bud. Two, really. So, remember how I said I ran out of tracks? So, there's actually a whole other session that I can pull up now that I think about it. Hold on. There's a whole other session. Ignore all the ones you're seeing as I look for this, which is probably not even in here. Hold on. There it is. So, there's a whole other session just for these vocal harmonies because I was like, I can only condense so much. And I just kind of bounced, I think, based off of what's loading in. I just bounced, oh no, it's closing those. It's closing those. I think I put some sort of instrumental in here though, didn't I? I'm just trying to kill time while this is loading, I'm sorry. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so this was like a rough mix of it that I loaded in. So I'll keep that muted. So this is how much I did. So I guess let's just go through these then. So we have a bus that has all these on it. So I'm gonna just click through these real quick just to remember what's on here, and then we'll go through. Okay. So I don't know how to tackle this. I didn't really think about this. I forgot about this. Let's just do my voice first. So this is the hole in my heart part, rather than, because, well, you know, let's just do both. Can you tell how prepared I am? I'm so prepared. Here we go. So we have the mms, and then we have the ha's. Oh, there's more. Is there more? There's more over here, but there's not more behind there. So this is the mms, just my voice. And reverb. Doesn't sound terrible. And then this is like the hole in my heart part. Better than I remember. As you can see here by the DD Hegb one and so on, I just kind of sang the notes. Yeah, that I had like a track playing of them on piano, and then I just mimicked them. And then I think I did a little bit of corrections somewhere on one of these probably. But yeah, so I guess I don't really need to play these individually. Maybe here we'll do without reverb. How about that? And I'll turn this up a little bit. Oh, there's automation. Yeah. I don't remember what this was at. That doesn't matter. I don't need this for anything else. And then the other one without reverb. It's just this. Kind of reminds me of that that audio that's gone around on TikTok and Instagram. The freaking sad violin. Oh yeah. That one. If you know what I'm talking about from that, I don't know how you do. Yeah, so that's my voice doing that. And then there's, yeah, just some stereo width and little plate on here. Sorry, little plate. The stereo width, I think, did a fair amount, though. Yeah, it really pushes it out. So then we have the MIDI choir stuff. So for this, Mr. Robot Man, we have Hubba Bubba. So this is what this sounds. Okay, so we have the sample take choir, which is mixed soul voices and some stereo width, and then we have Labs Gaelic awe voices, and then some stereo width as well. So those sound like this. Oh, hold on. Yeah, those sound pretty cool. And then I don't know what that one's for, I'm gonna be real. Oh, it's for the aux track. Yeah, so not a whole lot going on these. I think there's like a couple things built in. I didn't touch this at all. I didn't touch these at all. Yeah, and then so those together, I mean, you've already heard it, but I guess in the context of this. Sounds pretty cool. So for the my vocal harmonies, again, we just have this wacky looking EQ, more simpler but still wacky looking EQ. Fairchild 660, which I've been using a lot lately because it's just really smooth. The La, so this company, Analog Obsession, they make a ton of dope free plugins. Look them up because they're sick. They've got preamps, they've got EQs, they've got compressors, they've got like so much stuff. And this is cool. It's basically a 2A, but you can like be more specific with the mid-range. I've yet to master it and figure out how to fully use it, but it's cool. And it looks cool. And that's really, you know, what you want to plug in. A little plate, and then the stereo width I already said. And then down here, yeah, really nothing. I think the same exact thing down here. Just EQ. Oh, no, it's a different EQ. Hold on. More high end. A little bit of cutting a low. Another Fairchild. Another La, and then more little plate. And then the stereo width. And that's all there is. So that's the harmonies. I just saw a session called T-Swizzle. I didn't know what to call that session, okay? Taylor Swift just put out an album, and I had T-Swizzle on the mind, alright? Which, so far, is pretty good. I haven't listened to the whole thing. Because literally, as I finished listening, I went on Instagram, and I saw she posted, hey, it's a double album. And I was like, it's a double album? It's an hour long. And sure enough, there was another hour to it, and I haven't listened to the second hour yet, so... I liked the last 6 tracks the most off of the first just the regular version of the album, because there we go. Okay, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's unsolo these. Oh my god, I'm clicking everything and all of it. You. I could have just hit Alt and clicked on that. I don't know why I went through and did the whole thing. Okay, the vocal. Okay, so Remember how last time I made one of these, I was like, you know, it's all one take, and you know, to keep it a cover, I don't do multiple takes. It's all just the one thing. It's the one vocal. You know, I don't tune it. I don't do this. I don't do that. I scratched that. I didn't tune. Why do I always say that with so much stank? I didn't tune it. That's the only thing I didn't do. But I did do multiple takes this time around because I originally wanted to one take this song, and I realized how stupid of an idea that was for me and my skill set. So after much frustration, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna treat this, because the whole point of this in the first place is kind of production practice, and it's absolutely not realistic to one shot a vocal, even if it's multiple tries. So I was like, in order to keep this production process as realistic as it would be, I'm just gonna redo parts of the vocal. And so that's what I did for this, and it made it way easier, and I was way happier with it. So sue me, I guess. Don't, please. So we have the lead vocal, and then a vocal verb, I guess, but this is just the lead. I get high out the window. Kind of thin sounding, not gonna lie. And I don't tell my mom. So mainly what's going on here is we got the Fairchild. I get high. Alright, my phone just farted. I get high out the... Not doing a whole lot. I think maybe in the Hole in My Heart section it kicks on a little more. Just a low pass, or sorry, high pass. Dipping some of this, dipping some of that. Busted out the la-la here, and did some of the stuff with the mid-range. Not a lot of compression on the verse, on the verses, but here. There's a hole in my heart and I... Kicks on. A little bit of a more tonal EQ. Not too much going on though. And then little plate, of course. And then ascend to you for more little plate. I didn't know I could do it like that. That's cool. And then this is EQing this vocal verb. I don't know what this is for. There's a hole in my heart and I... It's a reverb. So, yeah. And then we have... Whoa! That was fast. Then we have a double, because there's a double in the song. This one was kind of hard to do. Her voice, tonally, is a lot different than mine. And it stacks nicely. Mine doesn't, so trying to figure this out was an interesting thing to do. For a lot of the mixing process, the double was either too loud, too quiet, or like, you know, I couldn't get it just right. But that, just on its own, is this. I get high out the window. You know, it's in my ears. And I don't tell my mom. I think it's the same exact chain. Yeah, just without the little top cut. More of a high shelf to get rid of some of that. This is bypassed, so, but little plate ish. So those together with the vocal verb. Oh, this is probably passed because of the vocal verb thing, but those together sound like this. And I don't tell my mom, I mix you with my vodka. Just a little bit of a tickle in the left and the right. It's really nice. And then the harmonies. Oh, the harmonies. Here we go. So we got just, let's see, we'll just do this. We'll throw the double in there too. These were kind of hard to also get right because I don't sound how she, again, my voice just doesn't stack that well, okay? And I haven't figured out how to do it yet. Get off my back. I get drunk with my friends. Your name never comes up. I tell strangers online that we broke up. I found it interesting on this lead vocal take. My voice just kind of like dropped out and shot back in for some reason. Like just when I was recording. So this bit, it sounds like it's chopped, but that's literally like, that's literally just what happened. It's so weird, but yeah, there's that. And I was gonna just be like, that's what these all sound like together, but I literally just played all of those together. So, but what I will do is I'll play from here, just everything. So let's see, is anything muted? No. So here's essentially the pre-chorus, end of the first verse, pre-chorus.
I tell strangers online that we broke up. There's a hole in my heart and I hate that it's there, 'cause I like to act like I really don't care, but I do. What a shame that I put up with you.
Yeah, so I mean, Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. So yeah, I mean, vocals are really hard for me to mix just because I don't have a lot of experience doing it. So I don't know if I tweaked anything while I was going through this, but it does sound like it could be better, but I'm happy with it. And it was a pain to try to get. So here we go. That's the way it is. Things will never be the same. Sorry, just making these small so you can't see them. All right, so the bridge. The bridge. So, what was this notification? Ooh, Conan added to a story. Hold on. Anyways, so the bridge. God, where do I start with the bridge? Let's just start with the drums, I guess. What is this down here? Oh, why is this down here? Hold on. This is part of the toms. The frick, why are these down here? Hold on. Maybe that's why they sounded funky. Yeah.
That we broke up.
Literally part of the drum set's missing.
There's a hole in my heart and I hate that it's there, 'cause I like to act like I really don't care, but I do. What a shame that I put up with you.
I was wondering where those went. I thought maybe I had just put them in with the original high tom thing or like one of the tracks, but yeah. This is a sample tank for, was it studio stage kit, compression, reverb, stuff, things. Okay, nothing too fancy. Just playing this. I might have detuned it a little bit actually. Hold on. Nope, nothing special. So let's start with the drums here, I guess. So we have, these were a pain to mix, I'm not gonna lie. I love mixing, but it's hard. I hate, like, I can identify things that are wrong or that I feel like should, like, I know how it should sound in my head and it doesn't sound like that now. It's the process of getting it to sound like in my head without just messing it up even further that's difficult. But this is what the drums sound like. Let me actually kind of do one of these, yeah. So this is all the same kit, just each part of the kit on a different track, just for ease of like panning and stuff. So that all sounds like this. Sounds really good for a MIDI drum kit. I was actually super surprised, specifically on this part, that it sounded so good. So on the bus, wow, there's a lot going on here. Little individual things. Some of these, like these two, are little dynamic EQs. We got this compressor, specifically this one for the stereo enhancement. And then little plate, and then each of these has their own EQs. The crash, dipping a lot of the mids and making it a little less harsh. There was so many frequencies sticking out to me that just sounded like I can't leave these in. This sounds way too bad. Right here. Matter of fact, we'll solo this. How would one do that without? Oh wait, these are okay. I'll just do this. So this is it with. Right, and then without these, it levels it out a bit more in the high end. And then let's see, well, let me do this again. So then so that's the left crash, the right crash, which I believe I just heard both in that one thing, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't. I just looked at that. Did I play the wrong one? Okay. So then let's see the hats. We got some more EQ that's doing something. I'm not gonna go through and play all these individually, but they're just a lot of stuff, and then some like mid right there. The toms, just some boomy stuff. For the snare, a little more boom right here, and then some high end, and then the kick, just a little bit of this. So yeah, but those all sound good now. They didn't at first, but I made it work. Ooh, the bass. So the bass. So I tried to play the bass to this, and it's not that I couldn't play it, it was the tone. I could not get the tone that I wanted. And then this happened to do it. And then also mine was slightly out of tune with my guitar, and that was annoying the crap out of me, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Tuning would help, but I just used this sample tank for, again, the bass, P-bass, Fat Finger Comp. This is the settings for this. I don't remember tweaking any of this really. But yeah, it's just MIDI bass. So some mid-range dipping in the piggy pond, and then some of that. This literally is not doing anything. I don't know why that's there. And then some compression. But that on its own sounds like this. Sounds like MIDI bass. And I was hesitant to use it at first, listening to it in solo, but then when I like put it in like with the guitars, and stuff, with everything, it's not noticeable. I don't know if it's super noticeable here. Let's see. You can't even really tell. So now we'll move on to the guitars. Yet again, another hard tone to achieve. I eventually kind of figured it out. Why is this so like low? What the frick? Usually it's like there. Lot of just mid-range dipping stuff, no boosting really. But I used this Tonex, yet another plugin I just found recently that I have from buying Pro Tools. Gain at 12 o'clock, bass all the way down, mids like over here, and the trebles in like the same spot, and the volume is cranked all the way up. I think that's all that's going on in here. Did I do anything to the... No, I didn't. I don't remember tweaking those. And then EQ on here is that. Boosting some of this, cutting a lot of that. Same thing here. Same EQ? Yeah. And then I used the bridge pickup. This was... This was bridge pickup. This was... No. This was bridge pickup, and then I did one that was the middle pickup, I think, on my Telecaster. I did the same EQ and stuff for them, but which one is louder? Whatever one's quieter, I did the middle. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. That's definitely the bridge. Might have even used the neck. Put those together. Yeah, and then for the drums, like in terms of like figuring out the drum part, I just listened to it and then just clicked that in. There's nothing special there. I didn't have any like transcribe tool, or like I can't read drum notation, so I couldn't look that up. And then I did some acoustic guitar. Let me unsolo these so these aren't also playing. And let me make you tiny. Here we go, nice and small. So we got these. Super compressed, and literally only the high end, just for that like pick attack thing. I don't know. It added some nice texture though. And then, okay, the vocals. So there's not a lot of elements in the bridge compared to what's going on up here. And I didn't even do everything I could have up here, I don't think. And this green track down here is literally just the original song. If I needed to like reference it, I didn't feel like going back and forth between Spotify. So, my God, these vocals. I'll just play them on their own real quick, and then we'll dive into it. So.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I hate that it took me so long to react.
So I such a different tone to my voice. I've been learning to, and through singing this song, I definitely learned how to use it more, and to the point where I feel like my speaking voice has changed to be a bit more like chesty because I was just like in that mode so much, I guess. I don't know. So what this is, so the original is a triple. So we have center, left, right. I pointed the other way for both of those, but you get the point. So the middle one, you know what? Let's actually do this. So let's do the processing first because there's a lot on this. So individually, I believe these should be like the same. Yeah, for the most part. Just like de-essing. I had to go a bit more aggressive on the de-essing on the outer ones because they're louder, and it was sounding really funny. And this, there's like just some. Here, let me mute these two.
What a joke, was it all just an act?
I will say, oh my God, it sounds so bad when you solo these. I was so pitchy and everything, but in context, it sounds all right, I guess. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. It's not good at all. We have a little bit of compression here into the Fairchild to like smooth things out, and then Galaxy tape echo, and then on the bus for the three of these, we have 3A, ton of EQ with like de-essing and everything, and then saturation, Galaxy tape echo, reverb that I didn't end up going with, and then stereo widening with this compressor. So let's deactivate anything that's distorting it. Hold on. So it should just be dry for now, essentially. I'm gonna deactivate the, okay, hold on. So this is it dry. So this is the only thing I have on is the compression, just for the volume boost mainly, but no EQ, no distortion or anything. This is what it sounded like.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I hate that it took me so long to react. You had me convinced that you loved me. What a fucked up reality show. Was it fame or the lack thereof? I just don't know. You had me convinced that you loved me.
Almost had it. That last part though, that was so hard to do. I'm not trained, if you can't tell, at all vocally. So trying to figure out like how to have enough breath for that and like everything. This freaking was it fame or the lack thereof, that part, I kept sounding so British. I was like, was it fame or the lack thereof? And I think you can kind of hear it. Hold on, where's it at? Oh yeah.
Show, was it fame or the lack thereof?
And it's not too prominent in that one, but I kept going, was it fame or the lack thereof? But yeah, so then with EQ, we got
What
this
a joke.
more thin. I mean, you throw everything on except for the reverb.
What a joke, was it all?
Same thing. Wait, what does all of these sound like without? Hold on, it's gonna take a second. Let's see.
What a joke.
Oh yeah, it's also super like, you know, because I was like that, like right on the mic in that little vocal booth thing, just on a low gain. I was like, dude, I was into it, man. I had this thing, to have the mic set up in that, I have this mic arm, and then I have the little attachment for it. On the bottom of the clothing rack, there's a bar that goes across, so I just put the clamp on that, and then the mic just kind of sticks up. And I was like into it, dude. I was like, I need to act this out. I need to freaking, like, this bridge, man. Whew. I was, yeah. It sounds like this altogether, no saturation or anything.
What a joke, was it all just an act?
I think
hate that it
there we go. I think it kind of balances out because I was like on pitch and off pitch in like if I'm on pitch here, I'm off pitch here kind of thing in some parts, so it just kind of balances out.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I
clashes a
hate
little
that
bit.
it took me so long to react. You had me convinced that you loved me. What a fucked up reality show. Was it fame or the lack thereof? I just don't know. You had me convinced that you loved me.
You know, it's not terrible. Honestly, all things considered, I think it's pretty good. I've never tried to sing like that really, and you know, so then we have an octave because just that sounded a little eh. I didn't really like it, and the way the pitch or like the I guess register that she's singing at, or the tone her voice has at this part in the song, obviously mine doesn't have, and pitch wise hers is higher, so it plays with the instrumental a bit more than mine does, and it doesn't sound as crowded. So I decided to go in underneath with an octave. This one is so distorted. I'm like, it is to the max, but it sounds in the context of everything it needed to be. I was letting everything play and then kind of adjusting it in context, and then I soloed it and I was like, oh my god, that is wow. So on this, some stereo enhancement, and then a two-way, just smoothing it out. EQs, just rolling off most of the low end, actually a lot, up to 300. Excuse me, and then a high-end boost, sketch cassette for some distortion, Galaxy tape echo, and then little plates. And then that's on the bus. So on these individually, okay, yeah. So without the distortion, let's see, what does it sound like? Okay, there's so much mouth noise, I'm sorry.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I hate that it took me so long to react. You had me convinced that
Smashing
you
it.
loved me. What a fucked up reality show. Was it fame or the lack thereof? I just don't know. You had me convinced that you loved me.
My voice took on an interesting tone at the end there, and it was really loud, so I had to turn that down a lot. But that one's actually not bad compared to this. In fairness, though, I was going for like the you know, the overall vibe of like the acting it out almost. So trying to stay completely on pitch was really difficult to do both, especially that loud and without much experience. But then yeah, so we have sketch cassette just cranking the saturation to the max. So yeah, and then Galaxy tape echo to give some echo on tape, and then little plate. It's so distorted, but in the context of everything, like here, I'll turn off the distortion and then I'll turn it on with it playing like in the context of the thing.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I hate that it took me so long to react. You had me
What is missing? Something isn't playing. Something sounds really wrong with this.
What a joke, was it all just an act? I hate that it took me so long to react. You had me convinced that you loved me.
So it's not as prevalent just normally, but in like the like loved me part, it really shines through. And so I don't know, I really liked it, and especially at the end. So, you know, because I also kind of feel like it tricks your brain a little bit, because if you know the song, you're used to hearing it with her voice at that like register, and so it sounds good when she does it. And so if I'm singing those notes and it's kind of under, then it kind of tricks your brain, and you're like, this sounds like it, but it's not it. Like, what's happening? And then it's over, and you're like, you didn't really notice all the inconsistencies. So yeah, so that's the bridge. Not a whole lot instrumentally going on, mostly a lot of vocal stuff. There's a lot. But yeah, there's that. That was a pain to mix as well. That one took, I spent the most time on this, on the bridge, and then my goal was I don't want, because I kind of felt like I ran into this issue with I Love You. I didn't want it to sound, I didn't want you to be able to hear that I spent the most time on that section. And in the end, I don't even know if I did, but I spent a ton of time here and then went back and did all this. I just kind of had a basic instrumental to record to. But I didn't want you to be able to hear that difference in like time, and I think I did a good job of it. And then at the end here, I was trying to figure out, it's like just vocal, and then there's like this sort of ambience in the background. It's like a synth, or it almost sounded like an organ or something. But yeah, it's just this.
I'm not sure you realize.
Just the guitar and the vocal. These are cool. These add a lot of atmosphere, and I like the sound of these. I'm gonna turn these up. Is it -19? Hold on. Just remember that. But these are cool. Oh, there's automation. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. So that's cool. So what that is overall those, just some very simple EQ, just a 3A to level it out, and the digital reverb. But good old labs. Can't go wrong with labs. So we have tape orchestra, strings, flautando, tape orchestra synth, tape orchestra woods loop, tape orchestra woods overblown crinkle, and a decent sampler chord organ. Only a little bit of a shelf on that, but yeah, these sound really cool, and I like the ambience. And there's one other thing way at the end here. There's like a synth or something that hits right at the end that I tried to mimic, but I could not figure out how to get it to sound how I wanted it to. So that just sounds like this. This is whatever I had. Hold on, let me make these smaller and solo these so scrolling isn't as awkward. This is what I have at the end. Okay, hold on, that's so quiet. That's also still so quiet, because these are all so quiet just in general. Bear with me. Okay, let me just crank this to the max, and then I'm just gonna like freaking which sounds cool. It sounds like a 80s or 90s like TV show, like after the credits, or a movie or something, when it's showing like the production company or like somebody that worked on it just like pops up. I like it. What those are is BA1, Baby Audio. It's a dope synth. And this is what this one sounds like. It's a mix of different sounds. So we got... That's the most Your Company Here sounding one. And then we got this one. Little Fire Truck. Hello? Interesting. And then we've got Just to Be Close to You. I really like that one. I'm gonna play that one again. That one's really cool. And then all together. You know, I hope the lighting hasn't been too weird. I'm filming this during the day, and it's, you know, the sun moves. I just found that out recently. Did you know the sun moves? The sun doesn't move. We move around the sun, right? The sun moves in the sky. The sun doesn't. Well, anyways. And then just, I mean, I guess just to have them unmuted at the end, this is what it sounds like. Wait, did I just?
With the firearm, I should have pulled it on you. Now I don't have the energy.
I forgot to turn them up. Hold on. Oh, what was the volume at? God dang it.
On you. Now I don't have the energy to.
It's really subtle, and I probably could have kept it in, but I don't know. I guess I didn't. The chord that plays at the end is really cool too. I don't know if I got it right, but just off of what my ears could decipher, it sounds like this. Shut up. Kind of cool. And I think that's everything. Vocals, there's nothing really too different. It's just the soloed vocal. Double comes in here, double stays in there. I just adjusted the volume accidentally. We got the acoustic guitar there that just comes back with the the bass. Ooh, I love the bass line here. Let me play this. Yeah, that's fun. I played that because that was I wanted to play that, and I will say I did try to use a MIDI bass for this, but I didn't have one that could do like the slides. So, but yeah, that's Firearm. I don't think I missed anything. Let me just double check. No, that looks like everything. Yeah, this was a fun one. This was a difficult one for sure. I was definitely working on crunch time, trying to get this mixed and ready to go. But yeah, I mean, this is it. Big session. It's kind of spread across 2 sessions with all the vocals and everything, the harmonies that is. But yeah, let me hit this button. Yeah, the exposure's not too bad. I'm a little bright. I can turn me down in post though, I think. But yeah, that's it. So you may notice that it is the last of April and there is no produced cover. I lost track. Well, I lost track of time. I had other stuff keeping me busy, and I lost track of making something. So I was working on stuff for something for somebody else. I made a song for somebody and something they were making. And then I was working on the song I posted. When is? Yeah, so the 21st. So when you're watching this last Sunday's song, I was working on that a lot, like down to the wire for sure. But I got that one done. I'm really happy with that one. And so yeah, I was gonna finish Happier, which was supposed to be the one for February, but that one's I got to do a lot more than I thought to it. I wanted to do, and I still might do it because I have the session like pretty built out in terms of the track layout. I haven't recorded pretty much anything into it, but in terms of it like being set up on the side like this. So I'm in full screen, you can't see, but this many guitar tracks, synth tracks, this, that, like the session's like set up. Smoke Signals by Phoebe Bridgers, which will be a challenge, but I want to tackle because I love that song. I don't know when that would be. That could be May's, it could be June's. I do really want to, I was thinking June or July, another one similar to how Firearm was one that I was like, I really want to remake that. Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. I got chills thinking about how bad I wanted to like tackle that right now. Oh my god, dude, if I could make that one I would spend 2 months on that. That one needs to be good. That's the song that like jump started my whole like diving into making music and everything, like actually pursuing it. I was watching a video of her performing that. It was one of the first shows after COVID. I think it was in Vegas, like late 2021. I was like really into her stuff and Phineas's stuff, and like thinking about like actually like trying to make stuff. And when the back half of that song kicked off, watching her play that live, I was like, oh my god, I'm doing this. Like, if this can get you to that, like, that'll be me one day. I don't know when, I don't know where, but like, good god, that kick-started everything for me. So I really want to remake that and do it justice, however long that takes. So I was thinking June or July for that, but I don't know. So yeah, either Smoke Signals or Happier will be within the next month or so, ideally. I'm also not working currently, and I intend on starting to, because money is a thing that people need, and I am no exception. So I intend on keeping this every Sunday schedule. I don't know how practical it will be to keep the one like fully produced one every month. I'll still try, but I don't have like a laptop or anything, so I can't like just, oh, we'll just bring that with you and mix on your break or something. So yeah, so I'll figure it out. I think I'll be able to maintain it, but yeah, so I'm giving you this. This is an overdue video at this point anyways, but I figured I'd give you something that I put a lot of effort into at the end of the month, you know? Not that I didn't put a lot of effort into everything else, but the produced cover is supposed to be like the big thing that I have, so to me at least, I don't know. But yeah, also, freaking All That I Am is crushing it. Like, if there's an algorithm to hit, it's YouTube's just regular video algorithm, and I'm really happy that this one has found a little slipstream or something, because it's, let's see, what is it at currently? It is at, as of April 22nd at 4 p.m. It's at 3.2k. It was at, okay, it hit 3k yesterday. I thought it was going to be still at 3.1. It's at 3.2k. So thank you. If you're watching this from finding me through that, hi. Yeah, everything's doing pretty well lately, which is really cool to see. We are at 73 subs, which is bonkers. I wrote in my description for the last video that my goal for the year was 50. So to be over 70 already is pretty crazy. Hi, I'm currently editing this video, which has taken a while, but we hit 100 subs today, 102, at the time of recording this right now. Matter of fact, I'll check live, let's see, yes, 102 subscribers, insane. I mean, the part just played where I said my goal for this year was 50, but I don't do a ton of promo or anything, you know. I just do like the video every Sunday. I do like the short form every Tuesday, and it kind of ends at that. So it's crazy that I'm here already. I genuinely like can't believe it. It's really cool. It's, yeah. So thank you. Here's to the next 100, or here's to 1,000. I don't know. I was about to say, what would we hit first? We'd hit the next 100 first. That's kind of how math works. But okay, yeah, back to me. So yeah, thank you everybody for subscribing, and if you're new, welcome, and if you're old, welcome. I was gonna do the extra greeting bit that Curtis Connor used to do. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for all the support. It means a lot. It's really crazy to me that I can like, or anybody can just like upload something and people will actually like see it and like interact with it and like it or resonate with it or something. So for that thing that people are seeing to be like mine is like crazy, you know? So thank you so much. It does really mean a lot. It's not lost on me, the amount of support that I've been getting. But yeah, that does it for this video. This has been Firearm and episode 2 of the breakdown. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, then there's a little button down there that can tell me you liked it. If you want to see what I'm up to in the future, then hit the subscribe button so you can see what I do in the future. Yeah, I will see you all next Sunday. I'll follow my Instagram and TikTok as well. I'll put the at right there. Yep, you can see it. I'm wiggling my finger under it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I've last time I recorded the breakdown for I Love You, I recorded for like just over an hour. I just hit the 2-hour mark. So that took me a while to edit, and this is gonna take me a lot longer to edit, so I should really get started on this. Okay, bye.